Oh, my gosh. Do we have the audio of the political stunt that Beto O'Rourke did as where he danced on the dead bodies of children? Listen.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Sit down.
You're out of line and an embarrassment.
Sit down and don't play this stuff.
Next shooting is right now, and you are doing nothing.
No, he needs to get his ass out of here. This isn't the place to talk this over.
This is totally predictable when you...
Sir, you're out of line.
Now, this is the mayor
you are out of line.
who has a walker.
Sir, you are out of line. Please leave this auditorium. I can't believe you're a sick son of a would come to a deal like this to make a political issue.
I love that guy. I freaking love him.
I love the fact that he had a walker.
Yeah.
And he comes up and he's like, get out of here, you sick son of a... I think...
Mm-hmm. That's exactly because you know what? Because Beto is human trash. He is scum.
No.
He is the scum of the earth.
Wait a minute.
The lowest form of humanity our society can produce.
He said after he was there, he was just listening and he just couldn't take it anymore.
Oh, really? That's what happened, huh?
Yeah.
That's interesting because everybody seems to notice that this was obviously staged from the beginning. And I go back to what happened before this. We don't know exactly. Maybe we'll learn in the coming days. But let me translate a series of events that led up to this moment. Beto O'Rourke
was there in listening to the whole thing.
No, he was not. Let's go back before that. Let's go back to the meeting that Beto O'Rourke had with his staff. And at some point, and I'll translate it because I don't have the exact language, but I'll tell you exactly what was said in the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
It was Beto O'Rourke saying, hey, how exactly can we take advantage of all of these dead children and turn it around so it's good for us?
Okay,
how do we raise money off the bodies of these dead children tomorrow?
Hold on just a second. You don't have a transcript. You don't know that Beto O'Rourke said that. And I have to tell you, Stu, I don't think he's smart enough to come up. That had to be someone else in the room. And he went, yeah.
Maybe you're right. But I don't know who said it. All I know is that this was obviously planned, clearly planned. And we can go through.
CBS knows.
Yeah, even CBS News pointed it out. Blatantly a staged event. And this guy, because he wants more power and more money, decided that this event was about him. He wanted to make the death of 19 children and 2 teachers about Beto O'Rourke because he is human scum. He is the worst form of life imaginable on this earth.
These things might work in New York or Delaware or Washington, D.C. It's not going to work here. You know, the only one that had the other opinion of, hey, maybe gun control is Matthew McConaughey. And he seemed like a decent, I disagree with him, but he was a decent human being about it.
I mean, he obviously doesn't know all that much about the details of these issues, but like I think comes from a good place. Here's a guy, Matthew McConaughey's statement. You know, it was like, hey, like, gosh, how can we stop this? We need to do something. All right, like that's not an educated viewpoint on this, okay? Everybody posted on social media. If you know anything about these topics, the argument of, well, why don't we do something is just vapid, right? It's just a giant, shallow, empty vessel of a view. It's a stand-in for intellect. But Beto O'Rourke is a totally different issue. He is the worst. All he did was try to get attention. And you know what? His next job, which, by the way, will not be governor of the state of Texas, his next job at MSNBC or whatever, this crap will help him. And that's all this is about for him. He is pathetic.
Again, MSNBC, I mean, he's going to be behind a microphone, but I think it's going to be,
hi, welcome to Klaus. Can I take your order, please?
I mean,
if he's lucky.
Yeah.
And
hey, I'm Beto O'Rourke. A, would you like fries with that? And second, I could have been governor or president.
Well, and the thing here, too, is, look, this is a very desperate man in a very desperate position doing very desperate things. And two,
disgusting.
If you want to, get past how revolting a human being you must be to think that this is appropriate, if you want to get past that for a second, and you get to the point of just political strategy, you can make the argument, right? He is so his hill he's climbing is so far up, so steep that maybe ridiculous stunts and pathetic things like this is the right thing to do. Maybe you goad Greg Abbott into making a mistake and saying something really bad when he walks out. Unfortunately for him, you left Greg Abbott and Dan Patrick with the microphones. So you're getting taken out of the room where no one can hear you blab about your nonsense, and they have the microphones, and they handled it really, really well.
Really well.
And honestly, if Greg Abbott did what that mayor did, it would have been bad.
Yeah.
But the fact that the mayor did it, that guy was not standing up for this nonsense. He didn't want this to be about politics. This is his freaking city. And he sat there with just righteous indignation. And I felt for him, and I thought Abbott and Patrick handled it really well, and the mayor did too. Someone needed to just call at one point. I don't know, we bleeped it out, but he just calls him an a-hole from the staff, and that's exactly what needed to happen.
That's exactly who he is.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, why didn't the police see it? I mean, BLM came out yesterday against the racist police, and how did they know? Why didn't they stop this kid? And you're right. You had all kinds of warnings that this would be a bad kid, right? All kinds of warnings. Reuters is reporting some really disturbing writing. One day, I'm going to quote, "One day I was driving home from work. I noticed two children crossing the street. They were happy to be free from their troubles. This happiness was mine by right. I had earned it in my dream. As I neared the young ones, I put all my weight on my right foot, keeping the accelerating pedal down to the floor until I hear the crashing of two children on the hood. Then the sharp cry of pain from one of the two. I was so fascinated for a moment that when after I had stopped my vehicle, I just sat in a daze, sweet visions filling my head." Right? Dangerous. Right? Nothing good's going to come of this. According to Reuters, those are the teenage writings of Beto O'Rourke.
Oh, my God. Really?
Yeah. In writings that Reuters says still exist online, O'Rourke purportedly fantasized about toppling the government, but doubted that the masses would support such a radical move at this time. Then he also wrote about murdering children by running over them with his car.
This is the ultimate red flag for the red flag law.
Exactly right. Exactly right. I'm glad that he's against guns. The state of Texas should be very aware and not allow him to buy any guns.
Oh my God.
Because of this. This guy and his righteous indignation. Give it a rest, bud. Give it a rest.
If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe to our channel so you'll be sure to see similar videos from BlazeTV with the added bonus of signaling YouTube that your voice and opinion still matters. And if you're looking for more great conservative content, check out one of the 2 videos suggested here.